Namaste. My name is Ariella Halevi, and today we're going to talk about the missing ingredients that we need in the afternoon of life, midlife and beyond, to truly, truly love our bodies. I offer programs for women to reawaken a deep connection to their soul, to discover their spirit, and to heal and transform and feel empowered in their lives. So often as we enter midlife, what I call the afternoon of life, we have these external forces that are compounding us and causing our bodies to react. So some of those reactions or some of those external forces may be that our body has stored emotions from traumas and wounds unhealed for most of our lives. Some of those other issues may be divorce, trauma, illness, grief, loss, caring for elderly parents. Simply some inner challenges would be simply living with old beliefs about your body, old beliefs about yourself that really no longer work for us in the afternoon of life, but things that we have held on to for so many years. And what we find also, the number one thing that I find in my practice is that busyness and chronic stress start to become problematic, right? So the glorification of busy often destroys us. It upends our nervous system. It causes neurological problems. It causes anxiety. It causes us to feel exhausted. We lose sleep and we start to have a lot of issues in our body. The other thing that I often see are hormonal issues. During the afternoon of life, many women, we all go through menopause. Many women feel overwhelmed by the level of hormonal issues that we are having. So often our bodies are affected by all of these things that we often run from. All of the things that I just named are really difficult challenges that we experience often in life. And what happens to our bodies is that we have possibly had years and years, decades of hating our bodies and not feeling comfortable in our skin. And so as midlife comes, our bodies begin to speak this language. They don't want to feel separated from us any longer, and they can't handle the level of loneliness that they feel. So it sounds strange talking about the body in this way, right? But what I've seen and what I've experienced in my own personal relationship with my body, having struggled with body dysmorphia most of my life, is that so often we live from our necks up and we forget that our bodies are calling out to us to be in relationship with them. And so in the morning of life, pre-midlife, we often get away with a little bit of, healthy food, supplements, sleep, exercise. Those are always the things that doctors tell us to do. Calories in, calories out, a good diet, a healthy diet, you'll be fine. And the problem is that once we hit midlife, most often women gain weight and feel tired and feel exhausted and feel the stress of life weighing upon them. So we are being called to find a new way to live inside of our bodies. And our bodies are calling us and guiding us. And so one way to check in and discover the missing ingredient of your body is to discover what emotions that you're holding inside of your body. For example, if you have been through grief and loss, and if you don't deal with it and you don't fully allow yourself to grieve, then soon the body stores that emotion inside of it. If I asked you where you held your grief and loss, you would probably, if you closed your eyes, you could probably figure out where in your body you're storing it. Often that shows up as intestinal and gut problems. Typically, women that have a hard time feeling and expressing their truth and feel that they've been gaslighted or shut down most of their life, especially in childhood, a lot of those women have thyroid issues. So often our body speaks our language of our soul and our emotions. And what's missing is this connection. It's the connection to your emotions. So the next time you feel an old wound come up, the next time you feel trauma come up, I know it's scary, but what your body is calling you to do is to feel it, to stop, to drop, and feel. And the next missing ingredient, or the next step in loving your sacred body, is to not only feel the emotions that are inside of it, but to also connect to a higher wisdom that your body has. Our bodies are the home for our souls. We are not just muscles, organs, cells, blood, nerve endings, and etc. We are so much more than that. And we are the homes. You have this body on earth for a finite amount of time. And the invitation is to start to explore what it means to have a spiritual practice and how to include your body in that. So often, as I said, we live void of this connection in our bodies. And what our bodies want as we age is to find a different way to love ourselves. I've worked with many people that have struggled with weight loss for so many years. And once they finally listen to their bodies and discover that the divine feminine, however you call it, divine feminine, God, source, your higher self, is truly living right inside of you, then we start to see our bodies in a different way. We start to act in the world in a different way because we are bringing and including our bodies with us in the world. So the invitation to love your body in the afternoon of life is so much more than calorie in and calorie out. It's so much more than stuffing yourself into jeans that don't fit. It's so much more than reciting affirmations, slapping over affirmations underneath the negativity and frustration that we all have felt and we all feel. No, the invitation is to love your divine sacred body in a completely different way. It's as if you're turning on the light to the divine within you. And so I hope you learned and you continue to learn about your sacred body and about what your body needs by tuning in and listening to your intuition. Namaste.